We're taking you to the finish of the New Hampshire 100 here for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. Ron Silk is your leader, but here comes Eric Beers in that 45 car. Give him the fourth spot.
He drove that thing down into turn 3. He almost had the theory, you know what, 8 wheels may be better than 4 when I get there.
I tell you what, having a great time here on Speed today. I'm Bob Dillner, Jimmy Spencer, Larry Mack up in the booth, Dick Bergman on pit road for us today.
These guys have caught Silk right now. 18 to go. As we see Pettit trying to make a move past Silk on the inside. This is getting to be good. And Silk's going, where do these guys come from?
Ron Silk knew Pennick would be tough. He said that in an interview with Dick Bergman during the red flag period. And now the 93 back up front for another time here today to lead his 24th lap of the race.
I do not believe Ron Silk is done yet in that 6 car, though. Because he knows he has Todd Zegedy sitting back there in that 2 car in the 6th position. That's the guy he's chasing for the points lead with 2 races to go after today.
Jimmy, I got a question for you because you've won 2 NASCAR modified titles. You've won 15 races on this tour, Spencer. I want to know, if you're in that top 5, when are you going to make the move to stay out front?
I think, you know, Bobby, what's interesting to me is that you can't rely on your car by yourself here. You have to put yourself in a position. We saw Penny move his way up past Beers, past Teddy, then move his way past Silk as we see Silk trying to move it. So I think these guys are all for themselves right now saying, doesn't matter, we just got to keep racing hard. That's what's neat. I don't believe the track position is important. I think they just keep constantly racing every single lap.
Hey, Dick Berger and Eric Beers in the 4th spot. What a great run for that team.
Indeed, and back here in August in the second of 3 modified races at New Hampshire Speedway, he finished 5th but almost won it in this car. He took the lead with 2 laps to go. There was a crash. NASCAR scoring takes it a lap back. That put him back to 3rd on the restart. He wound up finishing 5th. Beers strong in August and strong today in September.
I'll tell you what, these chrome horns, they are awfully big here because they are using them up front.
They are bumping, and like Larry said earlier, this is bump drafting at its finest here. These guys have come to a science. We don't see any of them bumping too hard, Larry, to get the other one out of shape.
Well, and I think that's one reason with 14 laps to go in this 100-lap race, our top 7 drivers separated by less than a second.
Here comes Beersy to the inside of TC, but TC uses that outside groove for the momentum. He's able to keep that 3rd spot, but here comes a bunch of guys hunting them down. Eric Rudolph in that white, blue, and orange number 98. He's joined Todd Zegedy on their march to the front.
Yeah, he keeps taking a look to the inside of the 2 car of Todd Zegedy. He just can't quite complete the pass.
How about Eric Goodale there? We mentioned that he did not pit when everybody pitted. He's pitted twice since then. He's marching his way back through the field right now. He's cracked the top 10 again.
Yes, sir, and he made that pit stop late, so he's taking advantage of those fresh tires.
I believe Teddy's car's off a little bit. He's actually holding up Zegedy and Beers and Bonsignor, and we're seeing a lot of this happen behind him right there as we see Beers down on the inside, and there's Bonsignor. So this is some, man, now we're into the skid rail bump, and this is what I love about modifieds.
I love those big old Nerf bars on these things because they can bang them and bang them hard.
What a shot Bonsignor gave Teddy there to get by Beers.
It actually cost him a little bit. It cost him a position.
It cost Bonsignor a position. You're right, Larry.
But here's something to consider. A lot of people at home might be saying, man, they're hitting each other hard. Honestly, Teddy Christopher loved to get that shot from Bonsignor.
Yeah, but now we see Beers back by Teddy. But you're right. You know, Bobby, you're holding it wide open. You say, help me, help me, help me. And it does help him. And it does give him the extra to go into the corner and make the pass.
Whoa,
Teddy,
quickly, Eric Beers gets a bump from Ted Christopher, almost loses control, and here comes Zegedy on the outside.
Boy, Teddy wasn't happy about that. I don't know if he knew he was there or not, but Zegedy shot to the outside, and I believe Teddy used him up a little bit there going into 3.
10 to go, 10 laps, the dash for the cash here, and Ron Silk up front battling with Rowan Penning, but the battle brewing just behind them as well with terrible Teddy Christopher in that 36 car, Eric Beers, and Justin Bonsignor with Todd Zegedy.
I love what these guys are doing, especially Ron Silk in the 6 car up there leading. You can see him kind of doing the weaving back and forth down the straightaways, trying to break that draft.
And it's working right now. The only one he can't shake is Penning. Remember, 30, 40 laps ago, these are the 2 cars that were dominating the beginning of this race. Once again, looking at the end here, who's going to win this race? I ain't picking Silk or Penning. One of these guys look to me like the favorite right now.
Yeah, those 2 drivers, they've led 81 of our 91 laps so far.
And right now it comes down to a little bit of horsepower as well to get down these straightaways, because this is a very tight racetrack, and sometimes whoever's got the most ponies is going to go right to the front.
And you know, Dick had brought this up a little bit about these guys, how the love they have for one another. Is 3rd spot the place to be where Beers is right now, with the love between the 6 and the 93? It's interesting.
And you know, it looked like a few laps ago Todd Zegedy in that 2 was fading, but now he's worked his way up there into the top 5. The top 5 has somewhat separated themselves as we see. Look at them beating and banging here. They'll be coming to 7 to go.
Spence, I got a question for you. You see some beating and banging, as Larry Mack said there, with Christopher, Beers, and Zegedy. Is that good for them to be doing right now, or do they need to hook up and go catch those leaders?
No, I think what you have to do is you can't be in a position to just say, I'm not going to bump you here, because if you don't bump the other driver, you lose 2 or 3 positions. And I think this is normal for the modifieds here in the bump. It's not really hurting these cars. They're designed the big bumpers, as we see a great pass for 3rd. On the inside, Beers trying to pass the
Zegedy for the 4th spot right there.
And these guys now, Zegedy's not giving it up as we go down the first straight. And I think that they're 3 wide going into 1. And I think these guys know we're running out of time. We have to put ourselves in a position.
Holy smokes, that was a crazy move there. And some more bumper tank between Bonsignor, loose off of turn number 2.
But Bonsignor in that 51 car went from 6 to 4.
Ryan Priest goes around coming off of turn number 2. He was in the top 10 in that number 40 car. And the caution will wave as we come to 5 to go. Remember, the lineup is reset by the last completed lap in the NASCAR Modified Tour. But man, I'm rubbing my hands together, because this is just what the doctor ordered here for everybody in the grandstands, and we have a packed house and everybody watching today on Speed. So I guess my question we're going to have to see on when the caution came out, that move that Bonsignor made going from 6th to 4th, will he have to go back to 6, going back to the last completed lap? Let's take a look at it. I think we got it here. Take a look at this 51 car. Yeah, you can see him coming off turn 4 right here. Now, he's running in the 6th position. As you see, Zegedy and Beer side by side, power move to the inside, and he's going to go from 6th to 4th right there. And if you were Eric Beers right there, Jimmy Spencer, what were you thinking in the middle going into 1? I think he did a great job, because he says, uh-oh, I'm 3 wide here. I need to do the right thing. Good decision on Beers' part. All guys did a great job separating themselves right there. Talk about Bonsignor just a little bit. We had a spin with Ryan Priest that brought out the caution. That's the number 40 car, and we're going to take a look at what happened to him coming off of turn number 2. Looks to me like he just got down on the low side of the racetrack and got loose. No, he didn't hit anything. We also saw that earlier with Stefanik, so I'm wondering if they did get down on that banking area off 1. It gets slick right there on 1 and 2. Well, what I was going to ask you, Jimmy, I don't know about the modified cars, but I know with the Sprint Cup Series cars and even the K&N East cars last night, if your car is a little tight, you'll sometimes get on the flat to make it turn. Maybe they made it turn a little too good getting down there. It's a great point. The other thing, Larry, these cars have very, very rack of pinion steering, very, very quick. And you can get behind in the steering really, really quick. That's a possibility that happened to Priest. Also a possibility that happened to Stefanik. Right in front of Ron Silk in that 6 car, who's the leader of this race, you see the 52 of Doug Coby. Doug Coby will receive the lucky dog this caution period. Doug Coby with a great top 5 run here in the July race. And remember, he was involved in that incident earlier on the front stretch. What's going to happen here, guys? Is Penning going to take the outside or the inside? Now, as it says, Silk is leading, but it also says, okay, I'm sorry. Silk is. We've got it eliminated. Silk will take the outside. Exactly. But we also know how strong Penning is. Is he going to surrender that position by saying, you know what, I might not give Penning the inside with 3 to go? And it looks like that Teddy Christopher, he'll be forced to line up on the inside of the 2nd row, which will put Todd Zegedy right up behind Ron Silk in the outside of row 2 on this restart. And remember, big old chrome horns, big front bumpers on these machines. They're gonna push. Absolutely, and nobody can push better than Ted Christopher. And Doc, you got more on that 36?
Yeah, what Teddy Christopher just heard in his ear is green, white, checker. If you've got anything, and they paused, and then they said, try to bring it home.
Trying to bring it home. But do you notice, fans, the front bumper on the 36? That's normal because they do a lot of bump
Here it
driving
is,
here.
Jimmy. We try to get a shot of it here.
Here's the 93 at Penning's bumper. Evidently, these guys realize they don't bring a chrome bumper to New Hampshire. Look at that shot right there.
Oh, man. He's been using that bumper all day long.
Also, the bumper on the outside right there of Zegedy, same thing. This is going to be an interesting green-white checkered. I am excited about this race because now the two best cars all day long, 693 Pennington Silk, starting 1-2, but I would never count out Teddy Christopher or Zegedy.
In two of our 4 restarts, we've had a driver miss a shift, causing issues.
Teddy was one of them.
Shift here.
And we know that that 51 car at Bonsignor, he can pull the slingshot maneuver off unlike anybody else, so he could be in the mix as well.
And remember what Larry said about the 45? He went from 6th to 4th. That was Bonsignor, but earlier Beers went from 6th to 4th also with a 3 wide move going into 1.
I say right now, you take a look at your top 6 guys. Any one of those guys can win this race.
Well, yeah, we've got 22 drivers on the lead lap. And they have the same rule as NASCAR Sprint Cup, Nationwide, and Trucks. 3 attempts at a green-white checkered if we get there.
Hold on, folks, because we're about to get down and get dirty here. It's going to be an exciting run to the finish. A green-white checker for the Mighty Modifieds at the Magic Mile.
Pinnock did not get a good restart on the inside on that 93 car. And Zegedy in the 2, he goes to 2nd.
Todd Zegedy, a 2-time winner here in the Modifieds at Loudon. In that 2nd spot, Justin Bonsignor up to 3rd in that strong 51 mount.
But Penning has a problem.
Penning has trouble.
2nd place.
Oh, Eddie Flemke right up into Ryan Priest there, but they're able to continue.
My best friend being the front bumper was not going to be used right now because that restart, whatever happened to Penning, really cost Teddy and Bonsignor and those guys. As we see Teddy trying to get back into 3rd right now with Bonsignor, but they're running out of time. This is the final lap.
Yeah, you see Teddy Christopher in the 36 on the outside there. Bonsignor in the 51 trying to take that 3rd spot away. And meanwhile, Silk is pulled away.
Todd Zegedy trying to track him down, but off of turn number 4. Ronnie Silk will win for the 2nd time here at the Magic Mile.
Zegedy ends up 2nd. Bonsignor, Christopher, and Beers. Interesting. 1st and 2nd points. 1st and 2nd race.
How about that?
But he nipped a few of those 12 points
He
away.
did, just a couple of them. He'll gain closer with just 2 races to go after this one at Stafford and Thompson. And how about that? A congratulatory bump from your point rival here in the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. We'll hear from the winner when we come back to Loudon. What a race today at the Magic Mile of New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the modifieds of the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. Ron Silk picks up his 3rd victory of the year. He is now pulled into victory lane, and he's joined by our Dick Berggren.
Ronnie, congratulations. Come on out of the car.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's a tight fit for sure. Well, it was an exciting race for us to watch. What was it like for you behind the wheel?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, the car was just flawless all day. We didn't change anything at the stop except a couple tires. Just want to thank my car owner, Eddie Partridge, and his wife, Connie, for letting me drive their car. All the guys who work on the car, Tommy Grasso, the crew chief, does a great job. All the guys that come up and help on it, I mean, couldn't ask for a much better weekend than this.
Bobby Dillner, congratulations.
I'll tell you what, awesome race here today, and certainly a happy fellow there in victory lane. He also won the pole for this race. Here are the unofficial results. Ron Silk, Zegedy, Bonsignor, great run. TC from the back of the field to 4th. He was a challenger. Eric Beers there in that 5th spot. And Eric Goodale comes back, the Long Islander, with a top 10 run.
And look at Mike Stefanik in the 16 car. Remember, he spun out early and never got a caution to get caught back up.
Bobby Santos, the 3rd in that 4 machine, the Richie Evans tribute car in the 18th spot. He struggled all year this year so far.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Priest was running in the top 10. He got spun out, but The other guy here really bothered by Penny, what happened to him. He had a shot at winning this race up front all day long to come home 22nd. Not evident of what he did all day long.
Either had a transmission problem or a problem with that power plant. But you see, as we go further through the field, Ryan Newman, everybody thought he'd be right there to the end of this one. He finishes 28th.
Quick mention to Richard Pally Jr. This great family right out of Connecticut, big modified supporters. I think we're going to see a lot more of this kid.
Ron Silk chasing Todd Zegedy for this championship with 2 races to go. He did everything he needed to do. He came in here, he sat on the pole, he led the most laps, 6,500 laps, and he wins the race. That's all you can do on a race week.
I know one thing. I would be excited if I was a NASCAR modified fan, because I'd be at Stafford in a few weeks and then Thompson for the fall final, because it's anybody's championship. We saw a heck of a race today. I was excited about it.
I'll tell you what, we love covering the modifieds today here at New Hampshire for all of you on Speed. For Dick Berggren, for Jimmy Spencer, for Larry McReynolds, I'm Bob Dildner up here in the booth for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. I'll tell you what, a great race. We saw plenty of side-by-side action. A tough day for Mike Stefanik. Ron Silk in victory lane for the 3rd time this year, and a tight points battle with 2 races to go on the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. The setup is next.